I had to re-watch a lot of the game several times because we watched it on Saturday evening. This is a good argument against having a Saturday evening game, is that I basically didn't pay any attention because of how much I'd drunk.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that much. You know, we had a few, but
I know, but I was just a bit too merry to watch a football
just
match.
having a lovely time.
Yeah. Which is good because we won.
Yeah.
You know,
but we probably would have had a lovely time even if we lost because we weren't paying attention.
That is true. But we had a lovely time on Saturday.
We did, yes.
Okay, you bought me a rum tasting experience.
I did. It was nice.
Which I've already got plenty of rum tasting experience, but it was very good. We had a nice time.
I'm glad.
In Salford.
Yes. Hello, welcome back to Red Army Reaction, where Champions League football, is it too soon to say all but secured from United on Saturday night?
Well, to guarantee, we need 6 points from 5 games.
At most.
That's the guarantee.
Yeah, but that will change over the course of... That could change over the course of those 5
Given
games.
how bad Chelsea are, yeah, probably will.
Yeah.
But I would be disappointed if we only got 6 points for our next 5 games.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly confident that it is on the it is secured now.
Yeah,
I think. That was the big one, Chelsea. If we'd lost that, 3 points in it, with Liverpool winning as well.
Yeah, the gap becomes a lot smaller. Villa won as well.
Yeah. So I think it was a huge win.
Yeah. Wasn't an amazing performance. I've seen conflicting opinions, so I should probably form one of my own. But I've seen people saying that Chelsea were unlucky because they hit the post twice and we didn't play very well. But then I've also seen people saying United turned up and did their job and Chelsea didn't really offer anything. I think we played quite well, but Chelsea were also poor. I don't think Chelsea were unlucky.
No,
I think we were the better side and we probably deserved to win. But against a slightly better Chelsea side, we might not have had it so easy.
Yeah, I think given the back four that we had, I don't like to, personnel. Not like to use personnel as an excuse, but we're missing our first 4 centre halves.
Yeah,
any team would struggle.
Yes,
I think that's fair enough, and that's not. It's through the fault of some of our centre halves. It's 2 bans and 2
some
injuries.
referees.
So there is. You can't. It's not a total excuse. It's not entirely the act of God, but being 4 starting defenders down, going away to a Champions League rival, keeping a clean sheet. They had a couple of really good chances. I think the second time they hit the bar would have been a handball.
Probably would have been handball, yeah.
But I think the Enzo chance where he puts it wide when he should have really got it on target, I think there was a couple of good chances for them. And then for us, I think we were efficient.
Yeah.
We wasted a couple of counter-attacking opportunities I remember shouting, like, we have to get a shot off from this scenario. We have to work the keeper from here. And there was too many of those that went to waste. But we were winning for a lot of that game, so you can be less, you don't have to be, it's not make or break at that point. I think if we needed to go another gear, I think we could have done. I think
probably had it in us, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much threat from Chelsea outside the sort of couple of chances they did create. So I was fairly happy with United's performance, I think, given the circumstances.
Yeah. It was a marked improvement from Leeds on Monday.
Yeah.
Which it had to be, but from minute one, you could tell we were more at it than we were on Monday.
Yeah.
It may well be due to the having played a game a week before rather than not having played one in 3 weeks. But seeing the team, we knew who was missing at centre-back. I was expecting Shaw at centre-back and Mazraoui and Dallo at full-back.
Yeah.
But he went the other way around and put Mazraoui at centre-back. And, it was pretty assured performance from him, really.
Yeah.
Better than we've seen. We've seen worse performances than that from more established centre-backs.
Definitely, yeah.
In recent games.
And we've seen worse performances from him at full-back.
Yes, he was really poor against Leeds.
So, I think he deputised well. I think, as I said last week, with the Cobby injury, I think they probably found out quite late. I think they probably knew for a few days that that Yori wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't the question marks over the bans anymore. So I think they've been drilling this back four for a while, at least a couple of sessions, which definitely helps. I think that can mitigate some of the drop off between the first team and the bench is working specific scenarios, and that's what we didn't have against Leeds. And also Yoro and Mazraoui and Heaven played really well and excelled in that system, but I think the whole system was tweaked to work with their strengths and weaknesses in a way that it wasn't the week before.
Yeah. Having Mainu back is just so important to us. We obviously need to improve the midfield. We can't rely on Casemiro and Mainu being fit in every single game.
No,
Casemiro
especially with
Casemiro's going. But at the minute, we need them to play every single game before the end of the season. I think if Mainu was missing in that game, that could very well have been the difference maker to draw or possibly lose the game.
Yeah.
Because it was a close game, even though I would say we were the better side. We didn't dominate,
No.
It was a good away performance, you could say.
And the sort of performance that we haven't seen loads this season, which was sort of assured and competent.
Yeah.
Especially away at big clubs. We have, a lot of the games that we have won have been sort of shootouts where we sort of managed to, I don't think the Arsenal game was a good
It was an assured performance, but it's a very different kind of game.
Yeah, it was basically a case of we'll just score one more than you because we trust our ability to score rather than your ability to defend. Whereas this, I felt, was we can get a goal, we'll be happy keeping Chelsea away, and we know that they're struggling for goals at the moment. And so I think we were happy to cede a little bit of the impetus to them in order to stay in position, keep the ball when we needed to. And I think everyone did their job. Yeah.
It really does put us in a great position for Champions League and puts Chelsea in a terrible position. They're in a position now where a few weeks ago they were competing with us, Liverpool and Villa, to get that fifth spot. Yeah. Now seems to be in a place where they're competing with Bournemouth, Everton, Brentford, Brighton to get just to qualify for Europe, and they could very easily finish 9th or 10th at this rate. Chelsea, they've lost 4 games without a goal in a row.
If you look at the teams around them, Everton and Brentford are definitely in better form than them. Yeah, I think Bournemouth. Sorry, Bournemouth are definitely Bournemouth have lost in 13 games. I think if you were looking at a team to catch Chelsea, Bournemouth are in the opposite form from them at the moment. I think they've got a decent chance of doing it. Yeah, and it would be a great way to end the season for Areola. I'd really enjoy seeing it if they can overhaul Chelsea.
Yeah, my main thing that I would want to happen in the race for Europe is Liverpool not getting Champions League. Yeah, I think the results over the weekend make that much less likely than it was.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's still possible. But if Chelsea don't get Europe at all, that'd be very funny. Yeah, I would enjoy that.
There was a really good article about Chelsea's financial situation, and they have this agreement with UEFA because they were found guilty of spending too much. Yeah. Because all of the loopholes that the Premier League refuses to close because they might need them themselves one day. UEFA have got rid of, and so related party transactions and player trading profits, all of these things, selling a hotel to yourself, all of these things are excluded from UEFA's calculation, right? Because it's nonsense and it doesn't count as it's not actually sustainable. Yeah. So Chelsea are in real trouble to meet that. If they go a season out of Europe, then they may well get a European ban or a transfer ban from UEFA.
Oh, right.
Because
surely if they're not in Europe, UEFA don't have any
European
jurisdiction. But if they don't qualify for Europe,
they might get a 2 or 3 year ban.
Oh, right, okay.
They've made this deal where they can only make, I think by the end of next season, they're not allowed to make any loss. They have to turn a profit. Right. And that's excluding player trading and all of this stuff that they use to bump the numbers. So they really can't afford a season out of Europe because they'll just hemorrhage money. Yeah. So it'd be quite funny if they did.
Yeah. I saw a Chelsea fan, I won't name him, but saying, he was bemoaning Chelsea's transfer strategy when they're bringing on players like Garnacho and Achampong to try and change a game against a European rival. And we have the experience and nous of Mazraoui and Casemiro, which I think is slightly disingenuous. Yes. They were saying that our transfer strategy is so much better than theirs because we've got players like that, and they would never sign a player like that. But
I think Casemiro has been universally seen as we've massively overpaid.
Yeah, which it was a poor transfer strategy went into signing.
He's been emblematic of the poor transfer strategy.
Yeah,
the fact that he's now we're now past that where we can sort of move on from the fee.
Yeah,
and just respect the sort of player he is. That doesn't mean he wasn't.
Still paying him too much money. Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of money.
Yeah.
Was there a Chelsea fan who had a sign that said 1.4 billion spent and I miss Victor Moses, which is a funny sign.
That is, that's good. That
because he's consummate professional.
Yeah. Title winner Victor Moses.
It's a really odd team, Chelsea's team. Like they spent this absolute fortune on all these players,
and they have some very, very good young players. Like for Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Cole Palmer,
Estevao.
Yeah, they're all brilliant young players. But then they have a lot. When you sign that many young players, some of them are going to turn out to be really good.
Yeah, their centre-half strategy isn't very good.
No.
I mean, Achiampong's come through their academy, and he's better than most of the sort of 50, 60 million pound centre-halves.
So they'll sell him, and then they'll sell him and sign someone worse.
And I think Liam Delap is a bit of a donkey as well. I think he didn't have a great game. He sort of likes to scrap and likes to throw his weight around. He had one decent chance.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly seen... Well, Calvert-Lewin threw his weight around and was a real handful for our centre-backs on Monday, and it worked. He caused a lot of issues, even though he didn't score. And he had a couple of chances that he probably should have scored. He still impacted the game by being a nuisance to our defenders. And Liam Delap clearly trying similar things, but he just doesn't look like he knows what he's doing.
No, I think there's a couple of factors to that. I think Calvert-Lewin's strategy was massively helped by the fact that he wound up Martinez to the point where Martinez pulled his hair and got sent off.
Yes.
I don't think, Liam Delap's got quite short hair, so I don't think that was ever going to happen. And also I think Heaven was much more assured this week than Yoro was last week. And this is the thing with young players, is they can have, and this is what Chelsea are finding, is one thing that is very, very difficult to have at that age is reliability,
consistency
of performance. It's just it comes later, and there's very few players who are 8 out of 10 every week from the age of 18.
Yeah,
especially
comes with experience.
Especially in positions like centre half where you are massively exposed and your mistakes are massively amplified. Yeah. So I think Yoro has good games and bad games. I think Heaven has good games and bad games, and they've both got issues but also strengths. Yeah. I would have liked to see a couple of games of them together this season, which we haven't really had.
No, we haven't had the chance to experiment, really.
We might get to that point. There's a chance that we have
a couple of games at the end of the season.
A bit more freedom with the last couple of games of the season. I'd like to see, we've got this very successful FA Youth Cup run this season. I'd like to see a couple of those players brought through.
Yeah, Jim Thwaites was on the bench on Saturday after playing 120 minutes the night before, so it was always unlikely that he was going to get on.
Yes.
But it's good to see him in the squad.
Yeah, and it's rightly rewarding young talents who are doing well in the youth team. It's good to demonstrate that pathway.
Yeah.
We've got a bit sidetracked like that.
We have,
Yeah, I think Liam Delap was ineffective in a way that Calvert-Lewin was very effective. And I think it's a credit to the setup, and the coaching was much more... I know we seemed a lot more cohesive. I don't know if that's just because, like you say, we'd had another week of another game in the legs, and we weren't first game back, which we always seem to struggle with.
Yeah.
Casemiro especially. Casemiro's had this when he's had bans in the past, where he takes like a game and a half before it's got any blood in his legs, and he was quite poor against Leeds, but he was much better this time.
Yeah, I think everyone was better, not just because everyone was poor against Leeds. Everyone did sort of step up a level. Even the better players against Leeds were better again against Chelsea. Another assist for Bruno. He's now only 2 behind the record with 5 games left.
Yeah.
So it'd be a disappointment at this stage if he doesn't at least match it.
Yeah.
With the rate he's been on in the second half of the season, that would be an underperformance.
I think he went his first 7 or 8 games without getting an assist.
Yeah, something like that.
It's massively improved and condensed in the second half of the season.
It's not what you expect to have to show for a season. We obviously not won a trophy this season. It's not mathematically out of the question yet, with other results that we'll talk about later. But that would be something to show for this season, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
To get us back in the Champions League with all those assists after not leaving in the summer. We've not challenged for any major trophies or any trophies at all after he'd made the decision to stay. But him having a really good season personally and us getting back in the Champions League, I do think following on from that, he would want to stay and carry that on in the Champions League.
Yeah, I think that would. I think if I with or without the record, I think.
Yeah. He's had a brilliant season on a personal level. He'll probably get to 10 goals in the league.
Yeah, is he on 9 now, I think?
I think 8 or 9, yeah. And he could very well get to 20 assists, which would be a brilliant season for any player.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would then want to say farewell at that point. He will, without any doubt, he will get the most assists award this season.
Yeah, he's currently 8 clear
Playmaker of the Year award or something, which I think would be his first one.
Yeah.
Which is...
I mean, we haven't had a player win a end-of-season award, a sort of league-wide end-of-season award for a long time.
Does that include goal of the season?
Oh, that's sort of a...
Because I think Garnacho won that one.
Not a moment one.
Yeah.
You know, sort of a continuous performance one. We haven't had a striker get 20 league goals since Fergie retired.
Persie, yeah.
We haven't had any player get 11 league goals since Ten Hag's first season.
Really?
Yeah. As in per season.
Yeah. But it's Rashford, his 2 best seasons, I think he got 18 league goals. He scored 30 goals in all competitions in Ten Hag's first season and didn't get to 20 in the league.
Yeah, which was very nice. It's a historically good season. I think it's one of the best seasons we've seen, certainly post Fergie, I think, from an individual.
Yeah.
I saw a good stat about the sort of the percentage of a team's goals that a player had assisted.
Right.
Because like the season De Bruyne got 20 assists, City scored 104 league goals. This season, where Bruno might get 20 assists, we've currently got 58 league goals.
Right, so it'll be a much higher percentage.
Yeah, I think he's got about 31% of our goals he's assisted, which is, if you then add on the 10 that he scored, it's a massive contribution from him.
Yeah.
And not just, we've had it in the past where Bruno's been a great player in a relatively poor team that hasn't achieved anything, but being the best player in the top 4 team, the third best team in the league, is very noteworthy and can be considered one of the best players in the league, probably the best player in the league this season.
Should he, as well as getting the assist award, get player of the season?
It's true. It depends what happens with City and Arsenal, I think.
They seem to all... It's rare. I think I've not looked at the numbers. Yeah. I feel like it's rarer than it used to be that a player who doesn't win the league gets player of the season.
Yeah. But I think if Arsenal win the league, none of their players have been very good.
No, they might want to give it to Declan Rice, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But he's not great.
No, I mean, you can't imagine them giving it to Saka or Odegaard or Havertz or Gyökeres or Raya.
Maybe a centre-half, but which one? Sort of both.
And it's very difficult. That's very rare that a centre-back wins it.
I think
Vidic won it twice, which seems crazy. I mean, he was really good, obviously. But
I think I would like him to. I would fancy him to get it.
Yeah.
I think if City win, then there's probably a case to give it to one of their players. It depends on the running. They've got 5 games left.
Yeah.
If they win all 5 of those and someone plays notably well in all 5,
that's what people will remember.
Yeah, there's definitely a recency bias in it. So we'll see. I'm happy. I'm happy with Bruno's performance. If he doesn't get either, I think that would be a shame. But I think for me, it's nailed on to get United Player of the Season again.
Yeah.
And it was a great assist against Chelsea.
Yeah. It was a good move, really good team goal. It was the best we created in the game.
Absolutely,
there was one about 10 minutes earlier where the ball was laid off to Cunha, and inexplicably decided to take a touch, which was a terrible touch as well as it being a terrible decision to take a touch. But maybe he needed that so that when this one came along, he knew to hit it first time. And, unerring finish from Cunha.
Yeah, it's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
The sort of side of the foot across the box into the far corner. He loves doing them. He's scored 3 or 4 of those he's got now this season.
Yeah.
He's got another couple that sort of where he likes to finish sort of quite narrow angle. He's had a few of them.
Yeah, have all his goals been with his right foot? I've watched all of his goals today.
Yeah, I don't know about the Leeds away goal.
I think that was with his right foot. Yeah, he sort of scuffed it a lot across the keeper with his right foot.
And then maybe what was the
Bournemouth one, that was with his right foot. Yeah,
Villa away,
right foot.
Fulham, he got 2 in the Fulham. Not Fulham. He got 2. Did he not get 2 at Fulham at home?
Can't remember Fulham at home.
We won 3-2 with Šeško getting the winner at the end.
Oh yeah.
Did he?
No,
score
he didn't
both
get
of those?
2. He got one of them. It was his right foot,
Yeah,
I think.
Okay. Arsenal was definitely his right foot.
Yeah. So that's what he's good at.
It
doesn't mean you can stop him from doing it just because you know what he wants to do. It was a similar finish to the one Fernandes scored in the FA Cup against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Last season, coming onto it with his right foot. I know, obviously, these are world-class footballers, but it seems so easy to just balloon that and get it miles over the bar when it's coming at you with that pace to keep it under control.
To be fair, footballers do balloon it quite a lot.
They do, yeah. That if it was Dallo, he would. Yeah. Hey, I don't think he would do any better than I would with that chance. But I just, we've said it so many times, but I just love Cunha. He's just such a great player to watch. Yeah. Even he's very frustrating at times. He shoots when he shouldn't shoot, and he holds onto the ball too long, and he goes down easily. But he also wins loads of free kicks and scores loads of great goals. So it's probably worth it on the whole. If all our players were like that, you couldn't have a team of players like that. But you need different temperaments within the team.
Yeah, and sometimes, a player who we saw it against Arsenal, there is something to be said, and I think this is something Arsenal don't have.
Yeah,
and we've probably said this against Arsenal, is something to be said for a player who's going to get the ball and think, you know what, I'm just going to smack it as hard as I can.
How do I score from here?
Yeah, and he does do that too often, but there are scenarios where it's very valuable to have in the team, and he's a very, like say, you need different sorts of players to make a team.
Yeah,
and he is not similar to any of our other forwards. I think you've got the sort of efficient, sort of workman-like Mbermo, who doesn't really have that flair. Šeško is very young and versatile again, but isn't the sort of player who's gonna. Well, maybe hasn't shown this season the sort of player who's gonna create chances for himself and dig out shots and have lots of high volume of shots. Obviously, Fernandes is more focused on assists.
I think definitely at the minute.
Situations in the game yesterday where he could have shot and tried to pass because we were already winning, I think.
Yeah, he wants an assist. But it's not like we're that much less likely to score. I don't think he would ever choose to pass, even though we thought shooting was a better option. It's if he's not sure, he's more likely to pass it at the minute.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. So I think we've really they've not all been great all the time, the transfers. I think the front three.
And Burmo has been quiet for a good while. He's not scored in a while. He played a good part in the goal, and it wasn't his worst game on Saturday, but he's not been as.
No.
He had a really good run, and then he's sort of tailed off a bit.
Yeah,
but
I think Cunha's sort of had. I don't know.
Cunha's probably been more up and down.
Yeah, less sort of sustained periods of good, but less sort of droughts as well.
Yeah.
Sort of only ever go sort of 2 or 3 games without a goal. Certainly since Carrick came in.
Yeah.
And popping up with really important goals as well.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see Cunha in the Champions League, hopefully. Oh, he seems like, obviously can't speak too soon, but I think he's a player who would rise to that. He's played in the Champions League before with Atletico Madrid.
Man Leipzig,
but I don't remember watching him,
he scored an amazing goal for Leipzig. You will have seen.
Well, I probably wasn't aware of who he was at the time.
Where he sort of, I think he spins someone in the box and then chips it just over like 3 players.
Well, I hope he does that next season.
I can find it for you. Great goal. Yeah, it wasn't in the Champions League. It was in the Bundesliga, but it was a great goal.
Yeah, it was. Well, I know he can score great goals, but I think he will. I think he'll be an exciting player to watch in the Champions League. He'll rise to the occasion as he's risen to the occasion of playing for United.
Yeah, our last couple of we're gonna indulge in some presumptive thinking here.
Yeah,
our last couple of Champions League runs have been quite disappointing.
Yeah, very much so.
Our last group stage was the worst group stage we've ever had. We had no wins.
No, 1 win.
1 win, sorry.
Yeah,
we've only just.
Yeah,
last minute penalty save.
We conceded a penalty in all 6 games, did we?
Yeah,
something like that. We won one, which was 1-0 at home, thanks to saving a penalty in the last minute.
We took the lead in like 4 of them and didn't win any.
Yeah.
We took the lead in all 3 away games and didn't win any of them.
We're 3-1 up against Galatasaray away and True. We were 2-0 up against Porto away.
Yeah, I think we went 3-2 up against Bayern, maybe.
Wait, no, I'm getting confused now. Porto weren't in our group. That was in the Europa League. It was Galatasaray, Copenhagen, and Bayern Munich.
Yeah. Some good teams, but we absolutely should have got through in second place in that group, if not first.
We came bottom, so we didn't even drop into the Europa League.
Yeah. I watched a clip the other day of the goal we scored against Bayern Munich. Basically because Bayern Munich are like the best team in the world at the moment. It's like this was less than 2 years ago, or less than 3 years ago. It was Martial, like absolutely dunking on Bayern Munich defenders. It's like this feels so incongruous with where we are now.
Yeah. And Onana basically conspired to get us thrown straight out of the Champions League. He was abysmal in that group stage.
He was, yeah.
Was that the last time we were in the Champions League?
Yeah, I think so.
Ten Hag's second season we finished 8th, and then last season we obviously didn't come close. Well, no, we did come very close actually. We came one game away.
Minutes.
Or Solskjaer's last Champions League campaign, we had PSG. Oh yeah, that was all right. I don't remember the group stage. That was round of 16. Yeah, disappointing. You'd like a more winnable game in the last 16, hopefully. Atletico. We got a good result away from home, 1-0, and then they took the lead at Old Trafford and didn't let us get an equaliser. They just completely shut us out. The Champions League campaign before that, we had PSG, Leipzig, and Istanbul in our group. We beat PSG and Leipzig in the first 2 games, and then we had 2 games against Istanbul, and we managed to lose one of them, and then we lost against PSG and Leipzig and came 3rd. We were in such an unbelievably good position after 2 games.
Yeah, is that where Rashford got the hat-trick against Leipzig?
Yeah, we beat them 5-0 at home.
We didn't go through.
Yeah, unbelievably bad.
So we'd like to have if we can get another top 4 finish and a quarter-final, I think most United fans would be happy with that.
We've been in one Champions League quarter-final since Fergie retired.
Yeah, and it was the year after.
2 actually. The year after,
and then
against
Paris, and then went out against Barcelona.
Yeah,
and then we got in Fergie's in Moyes' season. We went out in the quarters against Bayern.
Yeah.
I'd take another quarter.
I miss big Champions League games. We've just not had enough of them.
And it's not, especially with the new format, group games don't feel the same.
No, probably not.
You want a good tie against a good side in the knockouts.
Yeah, which we had a very good tie against Barcelona in the Europa League a couple of seasons ago, which felt like, this is what it should feel like in these big European games, and we beat them.
Yeah.
But we've not had nearly enough of them in the Champions League.
Yeah. I watched the I could say this statement most weeks. I watched the Moscow penalty shootout again the other day.
Nice.
Because I think Dad posted it on Twitter, or like posted it on something. It's just the best bit of footage of all time.
Yeah. I saw a clip of John Terry talking to Gary Neville about how deeply it affected him, and how for probably the first 10 years after it, he would wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. Yeah. And I watched that with glee. Really good. It was 18 years ago, so I'm lucky to remember it. Really, There's a lot of United fans who have watched a lot of United and won't remember that.
Yeah. I'm not. We're not bringing up Champions League finals with the view of next season. But
and also we don't want to sound like spoiled football fans saying, "Oh, it's been so long since we won the Champions League."
Yeah.
But it's the famous phrase, "If I hadn't seen such riches, I could live with being poor."
Yeah. We need to.
That's one of my first memories of football. Yeah, I was 8, so I remember going to a few games before that, but that was quite a formative one.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it would be the last one.
Yeah. I think my earliest memory of football is going out in the 2002 World Cup.
Right.
I don't really remember. I couldn't specifically name anything from before that. And obviously we had a picture of us going to watch the 2002 World Cup.
Yeah.
Not in Japan, at school. Which I'm not. It's not a false memory.
Yeah, you remember it
I do
as
remember
well as
watching
the
it
photo.
in the classroom.
Yeah, that was too soon for me, that one.
Yeah, you were.
I think I remember watching the 2006 World Cup final.
Yeah, I definitely remember I definitely remember the England going out of the 2006 World Cup. But then I was 10 by then. So
I was at a birthday party then. I was at the Wacky Warehouse.
Oh, wow.
They had it on in the screens, but none of the other kids at the party seemed bothered. They were all busy with the mechanical cow.
That's sort of, you were...
When Rooney got sent off.
Yeah. Was that 2006 Rooney got sent off?
Yeah, against Portugal.
Yes. Yeah. But, so, other than earliest football memories.
Yes. Yeah, we need to be back in the Champions League, and it would be very good to actually make a go of it. And not if we could have a great tie against a good side. Hopefully, we'd be able to play someone in the first knockout round that we can win, and not end up with Real Madrid or Bayern Munich in the first knockout round. To actually win a knockout tie in the Champions League would be quite enjoyable, and then to have a good tie in the quarterfinal, and even if we go out, that was a bit more like it.
Yeah, because I think
get absolutely battered.
Yeah, there is definitely a part of me that thinks, looking at the game yesterday and the other, the form of the teams above us, that I think with a really good summer, we can be a lot closer next year. But I don't want to be like, I think we can win the league next year.
No,
I have said I think we can win the league. I think we can win the league next year, but I'm not gonna go into it as a this is our year to win the league. I'm going to go into it as a consolidation year of we need to have multiple years in the Champions League in a row. So we need to get another top 4 finish next year.
Yeah,
a good Champions League run and a trophy.
Yeah,
it sounds it's asking a lot. It's more than most.
But it shouldn't be too much for us to achieve.
No, I would hope that I'm not being unrealistic.
Yeah, what we don't want is to get quite close to the league and then not get any closer for the next 4 years and not win anything in the meantime.
Yeah, that would be disappointing. And is that a good segue into the weekend's fixtures?
There's probably more to say about other games than there was to say about the United game. It wasn't the most entertaining spectacle of the weekend.
No. But absolutely, we got what we needed, and if 5 more of them, and I'd take
yeah. That would be very, very. We're probably not going to win our last 5 games. That includes playing Liverpool and Aston Villa.
Yeah.
No, not Aston Villa, but Liverpool.
Brighton, bogey team.
Yeah. So we're probably not going to win them all, but if we won a good few of them, there would be a very respectable points total that we would have been happy with at the start of the season.
So, of the 15, you think 12 points?
So Brentford, you'd like to take that as a win, really. Yeah. That's 3. Then we've got
Liverpool.
We've got Liverpool at home and Forest at home. Maybe 6 points from those 3 games.
Yeah.
And then away we've got
Brighton
on the last day. 9 points maybe.
Yeah.
And then who was the other game? We should know this. We're trying to, we want people to listen to us talking about Man United, and we don't know who our fixtures are.
Yeah, we do.
I'll kick myself. Sunderland away, tough place to go. But you'd like to think we'll win one of Sunderland and Brighton.
Yeah.
And hopefully draw the other. And then win 2 of our 3 home games, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a minimum, I think. Yeah.
So that's another 11 points,
Yeah, I think that
we would have taken that league finish at the start of the season. We wouldn't have accepted going out in the first round of both the cups.
No.
But
I think most people would be happy with 3rd. I think 4th is a difficult. It's sort of. I think most people will be unhappy if we finish 5th from here.
Yeah.
It would involve a tough 5 games.
Yeah. But given that we finished 15th last season, it's to be in the Champions League. I don't even think that would have been the target we set out at the start of the season. I think it would have been to get into Europe.
Yeah.
So to not only get back into the Champions League, but to finish in 3rd place, that would be a very respectable league performance from us this season.
Yeah, I watched someone clipped Carragher's prediction at the start of the season, and his top 6, he had Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Tottenham, Newcastle, and then Villa, I think. And then someone like, where have you got United? And he went, I think United will finish 9th. And he's been wrong on several of those.
He has, yeah. It's not easy, I'm sure. We can revisit our predictions at the end of the season.
Yeah,
I predicted Barcelona to win the Champions League a week ago, so
immediately went out.
We're not really in a position to pick holes in others' predictions.
Every football pundit says incorrect things.
Yeah,
all
predicting what's going to happen is really hard. Shall we talk about the other Premier League results over the weekend?
Yeah, should we start with the big one?
Yeah, probably. Brentford Fulham, what a game.
I watched Brentford Fulham because I was here and we were going out in the evening, and I was like, well...
You're excited for the weekend of football ahead.
Yeah, and I was like... Because I'd already made plans to watch United and Liverpool, Everton and Chelsea City, so I was like, well, I may as well start...
Arsenal City.
Arsenal City. I may as well start early and, catch the early kick-off. And it was
and then you cancelled all your plans to watch.
One of the worst games I've seen. It involved... there was a really good save... Not as good as they were making out, but they were only making out as the best save ever because it
had to work with what they had.
Come in the 90th minute of the worst game ever. There was a decent save, and then basically nothing else the whole game. They were just kept giving the ball away. Apparently, Brentford at home are really
pretty
rubbish.
Poor to watch. Yeah,
I mean, the game.
They get some decent results.
Our game there was not a good game.
No,
we got done the same way 3 times, and then
so. Bad goalkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah, we should
not talk about that for too long. Yeah, Arsenal City, we have to talk about. I said last week that I wasn't sure, and I would only really know once I started watching it. I wanted Arsenal to win. Watching the game,
I wanted a draw. I realised pretty quickly, because every time anyone scored, I was like, "Oh, I hope they don't win."
Yeah, a 1-1 draw would have kept the possibility alive of a playoff.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, but. Sadly, we were robbed of that possibility. But I did want Arsenal to win. I want Arsenal to win the league. Not too emphatically, but I think if they'd have won that, they would have won the league.
Yeah.
So we could have then taken some solace in that. And Arsenal, they were a lot better than they were in the cup final.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It was an even game that they could have won, which wasn't true of the cup final. But they just can't get over the line in these games.
No.
They needed to win it, really. I think they would have been happy with the draw, as they have been in previous years, but to go and win there would have been really something.
It would have been huge. They just don't have great... They just aren't
have good goal scorers.
Of creating reliable chances for goal scorers.
Havertz had chances that he should have scored, but I'm not confident that Gyökeres would have scored them either.
No, I don't think so. I don't think his movement would have been as good to get into those positions.
And Gyökeres wouldn't have chased down the goalkeeper. It would have taken him about 10 minutes to get there.
Donnarumma was just doing some keepy up waiting for Gyökeres to tie his laces. No, I think Arsenal... A lot of people saw this coming, sort of, in that, no one was that confident, even when they were 9 points clear, that they were going to pull it off.
Yeah, there was always that. They've still got to play City. City have a game in hand.
I think... There is still... It's obviously not over. It's just a shootout now.
Yeah.
I don't think they are capable of beating City in a shootout in five games.
Do you think it'll come down to goal difference? Or do you think City will drop fewer points than Arsenal?
I think City will win all 5. So I think Arsenal... I don't know.
Well, City have 6, don't they?
Yeah, sorry. I think City will win all 6. And then I think...
Arsenal won't.
They won't win. If they do win all 5, they won't. They'll still lose the league.
Yeah, I mean, City have Burnley away. They're having just beaten Arsenal. This is a real opportunity for City to go and put 6 past Burnley and probably put the goal difference argument to bed.
Yeah.
Burnley they're poor.
Yeah, there is the exciting possibility. Someone incorrectly labelled it as the first time a title could be decided by goal difference,
right.
Which I could... They sort of see what they were trying to say, which is... It may be the case that in the last game, with them both winning, because all City needed to do was win in the last game, because the goal difference
was never going to
come down to goal difference. Whereas we could get to the point where they're both winning the last game, and one of them has one goal difference more than the other.
Yeah,
and
so
then
they really have to. They're winning the game, but they have to throw everything forward,
to try and
which
score
you normally
goal.
get in like World Cup group stages and Champions League group.
It would be a very interesting end to the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
if like the keeper went up, Arsenal 3-0 up, and they send the keeper up for a corner because they need to score again.
Yeah,
it could be very exciting. I wouldn't want either of them to win the league, but there was a last day of the season a few years ago when it was Liverpool against City, and City went behind, and Liverpool were winning, and I really wanted City to win the game, which isn't enjoyable.
No,
but it'll be like that this year, hopefully, with Arsenal.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with them. I think they've got it's still sort of in their hands.
Yeah, it's in both of their hands.
Yeah.
All four of their hands. Do they have two hands each, Arsenal and City?
I don't know. They've got loads of hands, haven't they? Because there's the players and then...
Yeah, but I think they share a set of figurative hands.
No, I think if you say it's in our hands, you mean it's in all of our hands, the team.
Yeah, all of our collective... No, I don't think it means that.
I don't think it's in the representative
club's hand. It's in the club's hands.
Yeah, all of the members of the club's hands.
What, so does that include the kit man and the tea lady?
And Win the dog. Oh, he's not got hands. It's in his mouth. I don't know. I've not really thought about it before. Anyway.
Yeah, it's in all of their hands.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting, and every game will be massive.
Unless Arsenal just lose the next two games, and then it won't be that interesting. They'll probably...
Yeah, I think the most interest. Well, Arsenal are really bad at winning. Arsenal are really bad at winning the league. Arsenal are not good when they're when they're at the top.
Yeah.
So I think City win on Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever they play. Must be Wednesday.
I think it's Wednesday.
Arsenal go second. I think that's Arsenal are more likely to do it from second than they are.
Yeah. So a lot of people have said over the last few weeks when City have been chasing that they'd rather be in City's position.
Yeah,
because the pressure's not on them as much,
and they're better at football.
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
So,
yeah,
I think we'll see. Wednesday is massive.
Yeah, but you can't
rely on Burnley to win.
No, it's hard to imagine City. Yeah. But then
City have a slightly tougher running.
And the points City have dropped this season haven't all been against the great sides. They dropped points against West Ham and Forest.
Yeah.
So there's not a guarantee that they'll beat Burnley, but when City are in this mood that they get in towards the end of every season, you can't see them dropping points to Burnley.
Yeah,
having just beaten Arsenal.
On commentary, Gary Neville said of Ryan Cherky, he said, "I said last week he was the ambassador of brilliance. Today he's shown he's the ambassador of confidence."
Wasn't it the other way around?
Yes, I think maybe confidence when he did the sort of keep your peak.
Yeah.
And this week he's the ambassador of brilliance because of his goal.
Yeah.
What's he talking about? What the hell is he talking about? That doesn't make... It's not a thing.
He's the, representative of the confidence flowing through the City side. We
didn't say he's their ambassador of... He said he's the ambassador of confidence.
For City. I mean, I'm not... Yeah, he talks rubbish. He's sitting next to Peter Drury. He's got to rub off on it. Try and use big words.
It was, nonsense.
Yeah. But it was a great spectacle. The top two teams playing this late in the season is rare.
Yeah.
And it felt like just a game that everyone was watching. It's a shame that United aren't in it. United should be in these games.
I think of the last 10 games where second against first, second has won 5 of them.
Wow.
And first has won 2, I think.
Right.
It's a well-established trope.
Yeah.
That it's much harder. These games are often teams playing catch-up.
Yeah.
And City are the team in form.
Yeah. So, just yes or no, do you think City are going to win the league?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to stick with Arsenal. Just makes it more fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's, like I say, it's a really exciting way to end the season, to have a shootout. I hope the best case scenario is they both, well, not best case in terms of United, but best case from a spectacle is they both win all 5 games.
Yeah.
And then it comes down
to goal difference. It could come down to goal difference if they don't both win all 5 games as well, if they just get the same results. So that'd be
other
funny
big
as well.
games this weekend.
Although, what if...
Oh, sorry.
I've just thought of this. We should have beat City by a lot more than 2 goals.
Yeah.
We could have put 4 or 5 past them. If they go and win the league on 1 or 2 goal difference,
and it's
that's on us.
that stupid disallowed goal at the end of the
Yeah.
derby.
Oh, that's upset me now.
Right, but
We could have stopped them from winning the league.
Arsenal have...
I mean, we could have also stopped them from winning the league by not beating Arsenal.
Yeah. There's... This second half of the season, I think that's a very small gripe to have. If you look at the form books of the two clubs, Arsenal have lost... City have lost 1 league game since the end of November.
And that was against us.
Arsenal have lost 4 since the start of...
But they've lost 2 home games all season, and one of them was us.
Yeah. We've done our bit in terms of helping out.
We've not done our bit in terms of helping Arsenal to win the league.
No, but we beat them. But we beat... Oh, yeah, to be fair, we gave City more goal difference in the ones that they beat us as well.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'll try not to lose any sleep over it.
Yeah, it's quite small. I sort of think we have won 8 games from 12 under Carrick.
Right.
We won 11 league games in total last season.
We won 11 league games last season. That is awful.
Yeah, I think we won 11, drew 7, and lost 19.
20.
Lost 20. We can't have lost 20. We must have drawn more than 7.
Should have a look.
We definitely won 11 though.
How many have we won this season in total?
I don't know. 8 of...
We've won 16 so far this season.
Yeah. Much more respectable.
Yeah, last season, I scroll so far down, won 11, drew 9, lost 18.
Yeah.
42 points. That is appalling.
Speaking of appalling, Tottenham still without a win in 2026.
Yeah.
This is the closest they've come.
The last game that they won was they scraped past Crystal Palace 1-0 with a crap goal.
Yeah.
It was like flicked. There was just a bit of pinball in the box and Archie Gray headed it in.
Yeah.
How long would they have been without a win if that hadn't gone in? But yeah, they had to hold on at 2-1 up against Brighton 10 minutes to go. You have to see that out.
Yeah. They played reasonably well.
Yeah.
They weren't amazing.
By their standards, they were amazing.
Yeah, they rode their luck in the first half. Brighton had a couple of good chances that they should have taken.
Yeah, the one where Van der Ven had to sort of
kicked
it against the post and then it hit him again and didn't go in.
Got lucky there. And Welbeck should have scored from that free kick as well.
Yeah.
Headed from the free kick. But, they ground it out. They got the goal. Didn't lose their heads when they were pegged back. And great goal from Javi Simmons to retake the lead.
Did they celebrate a bit too hard at 2-1? Him taking his shirt off and jumping into the crowd. It's 77 minutes gone.
That celebration was, we're not getting relegated anymore.
We've won this game and this will...
that wasn't even finally we've won. That was, this is it, we've done it.
Yeah.
Levels of celebration.
77 minutes. You've not won a game in 4 months. Keep your shirt on and go and do your job for the next 20 minutes.
He was gutted at full time.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to cry.
Fuming. His agent boasting earlier in the season that he's on the largest contract Tottenham have ever given out. I presume
he's not going to be in the Championship.
He's not going to play in the Championship next season. But he didn't. He did seem genuinely gutted.
Yeah, he did. He was gutted that people won't talk about his goal.
Yeah. I mean, his other great goal was in the second leg of a Champions League tie that they lost. So, his other great goal recently.
Yeah.
Richarlison's rubbing off on him. Scoring pointless goals.
Yeah, and taking his shirt off. Yeah.
Also, I don't see the point of taking your shirt off when you've got a full Under Armour on. Why wouldn't you just take them both off? It's the same action.
But it's much harder to get off the Under Armour.
They're not skin tight.
They're quite tight. Yeah, they're stretchy, but you get them all on your arms. It's not as cool. You can't take them off in one motion.
I think you could. I think we're going to have to
we'll
have an experiment.
Yeah, we are.
Have we still got any? We must have one.
Yeah, might
it's
have
not
one
the same
in the
with
back of the
long
wardrobe. No, it's not.
But I think you could take it off in one go. And you just look... It's just not
it's
taking
not as
your
cool,
shirt off,
yeah.
is it?
The worst is when they take the shirt off and they've got a stats
Got the
vest
bra
on.
yeah.
That just looks rubbish.
Yeah. Not in women's football, that's fine. They're allowed to wear a bra. That looks stupid. but taking your shirt off is never going to beat Ryan Giggs taking his shirt off with
No.
a big hairy chest.
Yeah.
That's what.
Never going to be cooler than that.
No, that's the platonic ideal of taking the shirt off after celebrating a goal.
Yeah, I want Scholes clearly unthinkingly nearly took his shirt off at the same time. I want to see a player do that. Players join in with the guy who scored celebration all the time.
Yeah, Bruno did the surfing with Cunha.
Yeah. They follow him into the crowd, but they don't all get booked.
Yeah.
Only the player who scored gets booked. If they all take their shirts off, do they just book weird. The first one?
Although the opposite end of taking your shirt off is when Arsenal thought they'd gone through against Reading and threw their shirts into the crowd, and then they realised because of some weird away goals rule that they had to go to extra time.
Away goals didn't come into effect until after extra time in the League Cup semi-finals. Yeah,
just because the League Cup likes to make up their own rules.
Yeah,
so they had to get the shirts back out of the crowd and put them back on. That's an indignity, if anything.
Yeah, in a game that finished 7-5.
Crazy.
They did go through in the end, but they did look stupid.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Oh, in the City game, Haaland got his Under Armour torn.
Yeah.
And he threw that into the crowd, and they were like, "Oh, that'll be a good gift, a good treat for someone." Will it? Haaland's sweaty Under Armour. It's like got his name on it.
Blue nylon.
What are you gonna do with that? You're gonna frame it? Match worn Haaland
Under Armour.
Sweaty underlayer. Great. Cheers. And he is properly sweaty as well, Haaland. You know, he must be. He's a right goth.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't wear deodorant.
Forest winning means that Spurs are in real trouble.
Yeah.
West Ham are playing tonight. If West Ham win, they'll be 4 points ahead of Spurs.
Yeah.
And then that's 2 games worth. They then can't get out of the relegation zone on one weekend.
Yeah.
And there's only 5 games left.
Yeah.
So if it's going to take 2 hypothetically for them to get out, they're just in real trouble. And it's more real than ever now that they're actually in the relegation zone.
Yeah. Palace are sort of on the beach.
Yeah.
They've not really got much to play for in the league. I know every league position's important, but
West Ham are more than capable of beating Palace.
Yeah. It would be... It's unthinkable. Spurs going down.
But it's a very real possibility.
Someone said, why wasn't it this big a deal when Villa went down? And I don't think Spurs are a bigger club historically than Villa. That's obviously not the case. But Villa's wasn't the 5th most expensive wage bill in the league.
No.
Spurs' is.
And it was a more gradual decline. And also in that season, the way they went down, they were rock bottom. They were terrible. I think they finished on 16 points.
Yeah.
So there was a whole season to actually comprehend the idea that Villa are going to go down. Whereas with Spurs, it's could Spurs actually go down?
And now it's becoming a reality.
Yeah.
Because and people say with the Big Six, what makes them the Big Six? It's revenue. Yeah. They are so much bigger than the other clubs in terms of how much money they make.
Yeah, and Villa, they may well get there. If Spurs go down, do they just tag into the Big Six? So we don't have to start saying the Big Five.
But it is the Big Five because the huge gap is between.
But Villa have rich owners, and they will probably be in the Champions League next season. I know it takes longer than that, but
I think the
revenue... Can we not just let them in the Big Six just for naming purposes?
Maybe.
Or is it the Big Five in Villa? Or is it just the Big Five?
I think it's the Big Five because I think Villa don't want to be in the Big Six. I think Villa want to be...
Yeah, they do.
The best of... They want to finish
They want to be the best of the rest. No, but they do want to be... Everyone wants to be in the Big Six.
Well, they want to be in the Big Six because they want to have one of the 6 highest revenues.
Yeah.
But that won't happen if Spurs go down. They will have one of the 6 highest revenues, but it's where that gap is. They'll still be on the other side of that gap. And you don't want to be considered amongst the big boys.
Yeah, I think they probably do.
You are the other side of the gap, I think. But it might not happen.
I mean, the Big Six is not a real thing anyway, so...
It's like... I can't remember which journalist it is now. I think it might be James Horncastle. There's always disputes the phrase top 5 leagues because he's like, it's completely irrelevant top 5 leagues. It's the Premier League, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. That's it. There's not a top... Oh, and Paris. Yeah. It's not a top 5 leagues. There's no...
You can't include all of the English teams in the same category as
the French
Lens
league is...
and
the French league is much closer to the Portuguese and Dutch league than it is to the Premier League. It's absolutely no way. But so with the bottom half of the Italian league is much closer to the Portuguese league in terms of everything, in terms of revenue and
it's like you want to talk about those leagues specifically. They are the top 5 leagues by some metric.
Yeah,
but they're not on a level playing field. It's not these 5 are up here and then the rest are down there.
Yeah, it's not a useful phrase.
No.
And then Liverpool, annoyingly, to win.
It must be so painful as an Everton fan. It seems to happen in every single Merseyside derby. They lose a disproportionate number of them in the last minute.
Yeah.
They played quite well. It was quite an even game. Yeah. They took the lead and it was disallowed. They had about as many chances as Liverpool, and it looked like they were going to draw 1-1. And then Liverpool obviously scored.
Yeah.
It's happened so many times. Mane scored a late winner at Goodison. There was obviously the Origi one. Just awful. And they just can't catch a break in the Merseyside derbies. They've had a slightly better record in recent years than they had for decades before that. But generally, they just have such a poor record.
I really thought they were going to... I thought when he put the board up, I was like, maybe Everton can nick this. Yeah. And that would be amazing for the first one at Livingston. And that
obviously, it was Liverpool who nicked.
Yeah. Very annoying.
Yeah.
I don't think Liverpool won't catch United. I don't think...
if they beat us, they might.
Yeah, but I think there's a decent enough gap there where I don't think Liverpool's results directly affect us.
Yeah.
But I just also don't like Liverpool, so I would like to see them lose more than they do.
Chelsea losing and United, Liverpool and Villa winning really does point to they will be the Champions League teams, because Brentford and Everton were starting to probably, and Bournemouth were probably starting to think maybe there is a hope for us in the top 5, but Brentford and Everton both didn't win. Bournemouth did, but I think it's still 6th. It's the ceiling for all those teams now.
However, if Villa win the Europa League,
and finish 5th,
then 6th will get a spot.
Yeah.
So there's still a very important race.
It's still worth fighting for 6th place, you know.
Yeah. Chelsea are probably desperate for that to happen. It's their best chance.
But I don't want Chelsea to get out of jail and qualify for the Champions League on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. Sorry.
I mean, the best case scenario is Forest win the Europa League and finish above Spurs.
Yeah. So that wouldn't affect the...
No, that would just mean that the 6th spot goes to them instead.
It'd be interesting to see Forest in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I imagine they would do better in the league next season, being in the Champions League, but Spurs certainly didn't.
Yeah, the Europa League's tough, but now it's not that much tougher than the Champions League, just because it used to be that you had the extra round. There is now some of the teams in the Champions League have the extra round.
Yeah.
Also everyone has the extra round because
there's an extra 2 games in the group game. Yeah.
So there's not. I mean, Thursdays is tougher than playing Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
Tougher for the fans, just emotionally. It's just crap playing Thursday, Sunday every week.
It is, yeah. But it hopefully won't be us next season.
No. It's interesting that Forest and Villa have got each other in the semis, because you would have expected them both to win their semis if they weren't together. And you expect whoever wins that to win the final. But I think Forest have a better chance of beating Villa in the semis than in the final.
Yeah, because it's 2 legs.
Yeah,
definitely. Where is the final this year?
I know the Champions League final's in Budapest.
I don't know.
I can't remember. I did know, but I can't remember.
You got any tickets?
I haven't. No, but I can pass on your details if you're after.
I'm not, but maybe next year.
Hopefully
not the Europa League final. Any other business?
Don't know really. So FA Cup semi-finals this weekend.
Yeah, come on, Southampton.
Yes, and Chelsea,
I guess.
I think Leeds. If it was Leeds City in the final, I would want Leeds to win.
Yeah.
I don't want Leeds to win anything, but I would rather they won that than City had the chance to win the domestic treble. And I think Leeds will have a better chance of beating City in the final than Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, on form, definitely.
Yeah, and Chelsea, I just don't see them turning up in the cup final against City. They didn't turn up in the league game against City last week.
No.
But Leeds, I think, would be really up for it. I don't know when their last cup final was, but it wasn't recently.
No.
But the main thing we have to hope for, obviously, is Southampton to beat City.
Yeah, then all bets are off then. can sort of I just root for that.
Yeah. Probably not going to happen, but
no,
we have to hold on to these things,
Definitely.
Another Monday game for United.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about Brentford, have we?
No, I mean we've talked a little bit about Brentford, the team. We should probably talk about Brentford, the game.
Yeah, it's not really supposed to be any other business. That's just business.
Yeah. We should do that. We should do all the business before any other business.
Yeah. Awful away game at Brentford.
Yeah.
Just everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong.
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I was actually at a cider and cheese festival on the day in a church. It was good. I had a good time.
Yeah, better time than I had watching the game.
Yeah, probably. I tried to follow it along on my phone, but we were also robbed of a red card for Brentford.
Yes.
When someone got dragged back in the box. I can't remember. And he gave the penalty, but not a red card, which was just nonsensical decision.
I'd just like to draw us back to Gabriel not getting sent off.
Yeah.
Casemiro does that. He gets a 6-game ban.
Yeah.
There's not even a debate.
Martinez got sent off for much less.
Yeah.
But it comes down to what the referee tells the VAR that he saw. The referee didn't see Martinez pull Calvert-Lewin's hair, so he leaves that in the hands of VAR. They say, he's pulled his hair, come and have a look. Yeah. He needs to go. Whereas Anthony Taylor has clearly justified his decision to not send Gabriel off to the VAR, at which point they say, fair enough, you can argue that, so we won't tell you to send him off. But then that just, as always, defeats the point of VAR. Yeah. The consistency thing goes out the window because different refs have different opinions in different games. And City fans might think Haaland should have gone down, and then he would have been more likely to go. I think he probably would have been sent off, Gabriel, if Haaland went down. But
VAR shouldn't
care.
That.
Yeah, and I respect Haaland for not going down. He was clearly enjoying the battle with Gabriel. Didn't want Gabriel to be sent off, and they won the game anyway. Against 11 men. So I think Haaland's pretty happy with that, really.
And also, I think Haaland benefits from not going down. Like you say, I think the sort of mythos of Haaland is exaggerated by him.
This big Viking,
you don't want to see him going down hole in his face.
No. We also didn't mention the supposed hair pull in the Brentford-Fulham game.
Yeah.
Again, if we're asking for consistency, and Martinez was sent off because any pull on the hair is violent conduct and a red card.
Yeah.
I think you can argue that Bassey's hair doesn't get pulled. He maybe touches his hair a little bit, but does he pull his hair? I don't know.
Yeah. I've only brought it up because I'm bitter about Martinez getting sent off.
Yeah. I don't think you can categorically say if that one's a red card, that one should be as well.
Yeah.
But it's annoying that there was someone
so
sort of similarly pulled someone's hair and didn't get sent off, when the whole thing was you don't judge hair pulls case by case. If you pull a hair, it's a red card, and it's violent conduct in a 3-match ban. You don't even judge that on a case by case basis.
So Brentford,
yes, Martinez still suspended.
Yeah, Maguire back.
Maguire is back.
I think it should be Maguire heaven.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I'd like to see that. I think they complement each other well.
Yeah,
and it's not a must win, but a game that if you have any designs on being
a serious team, you should be winning,
putting away with much trouble.
Yeah, we've had a good record against Brentford at home. We've got a poor record against them away.
Yeah,
but we generally tend to beat them at home, and they're better than they have been. They get better results than they have been in a lot of recent seasons.
Yeah.
So it won't be easy, but we should be winning.
Yeah.
I think we say this most weeks, where we just look at the other team where they are in the table and say, we should win that. We should beat them. We don't always beat the teams we should beat.
No, the Premier League's very sort of variance where
no easy games,
Any team can beat any team, as this season has proven. There are no easy games, but like I say, good teams win a high percentage of their games.
Yeah. So there must be, something in it.
Yeah.
It's not just random chance going into every game. Are we both going?
I believe so.
Yeah. So, another Monday night. It'd be nice to. The weather's been a bit nicer recently. It'd be nice to go to a game on the weekend.
Yeah.
But
maybe in the afternoon when the sun's up.
Yeah.
Rather than in the evening. It's gone cold again.
It's a rare occurrence at the minute, but hopefully next season again with Champions League. Are we at the stage where we can say all but confirmed?
No, I don't think so, but looking very likely.
Yeah, that would drastically reduce the number of Monday night games. So here's hoping that this will be the last one.
I think so.
The Forest game, in theory, could be moved to the Monday.
Yeah.
But I don't think they would want to move a game. I don't think they would have a Monday game the week before the end of the season. No. Because obviously the last game of the season, everyone plays at the same time.
Unless there's a bomb.
Yes, unless there's a bomb scare at one of the stadiums.
Yeah.
And some of the fans have to miss it because they have a GCSE exam the next day, and they can go when the game might mean something. But now that we know the game's not going to mean anything, you can't go. Just hypothetically, that might have happened. Sorry, I'm over it. It was 10 years ago. Yeah. Where were we? I completely lost my train of thought with that.
They're not going to move it to the
they're probably not going to have a Monday game the week before. They want them to be closer together.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will be our last Monday game for a good while.
We'd hope.
It's been ridiculous the amount we've had this season. We talk about it every week because it's never far from another one coming along.
You know what's less ridiculous? What's more ridiculous? Everton have had more than we have.
Yeah.
Up until next week, we've had 6. Everton have had 7.
Wow.
And you're not supposed to have more than 5 in any
no.
of the.
I read about the loophole. I don't think I talked about this on the podcast before. The loophole for why they can give teams as many Monday games as they want, even though they're only supposed to have 5, is if they originally schedule a different game for the Monday.
Yeah.
And then, even if they know that team will be playing in Europe, or they have to move it for whatever reason, they can just swap it for another game, and it still counts as the original game being the Monday game.
Right, okay.
So not all of United's Monday games were originally going to be the Monday game. It was someone else, and then, we can't play that, which we knew at the time, so we'll just swap them over and put United on the Monday.
That is a loophole.
Yeah, it's so easily exploited by Sky and the Premier League.
Yeah.
So that's annoying.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, another good episode there. I think we've talked about the Chelsea game in not very great detail, but
I did say this on that Saturday. I wasn't paying that much attention because I'd had 5 rooms, 6 rooms.
But thanks everyone for listening. We won't be back on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday.
We'll be back on Tuesday.
We'll be back here.
You'll get it.
Yeah. But hopefully another win for the Reds, and then Champions League will be all but confirmed, I would say, with one more win. So make sure you're following us on all social media. Leave your comments down below. Give us a rating.
Yeah.
And whatever else. And we will see you out there.
Oh, hang on.
Oh.
I've been told you should say keep it locked. People like when you say keep it locked.
As this one person likes when I say keep it locked. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not a barking seal. No, I might say it again. I don't want to be forced to say it.
No, that's fair enough. If you want to,
it doesn't make it special. If you
just
say that every week,
If you want to keep it off the cuff, that's fair enough. I'm
sure
people will accept that.
Yeah. So
I've always been a maverick.
I have. Yeah. People don't know what they want.
The ambassador of unpredictability.
That's me. So anyway, we will see you out there.